Welcome all you Speed Gaming fans for another round of Final Fantasy I Randomizer. This week we've got a treat for you. Joining me in the booth, Duchess. How's it going today?
It's going magnificent. I'm in the future for most of y'all. It's Friday afternoon. Things is lovely. I'm looking at ducks on screens. How things going for you?
Oh, they're going great. We also got Jat on the tracking. Thanks a lot for helping that out. The Duckling Seed from the Duckling Boot Camp this week.
Yes, indeedy. So for those of y'all who are not familiar, the Duckling Camp is basically, or rather, Duckling Seeds are our quote-unquote newbie type of seeds. So they're pretty easy in terms of difficulty. There's some concessions that are given to you, like save the game as soon as you take an L, and other various things we'll point out. So yeah, it should be an interesting but also quick seed because we've got some very heavy hitters tonight.
Yeah, blink and you're going to miss anything. A couple of the notes for the seed. We have 19 incentive items and 19 locations, so no duds. In the incentive pool, we have a ribbon as well. The incentive locations are going to be Ice Cave, Ordeals, Marsh Cave, Titan's Trove, and Canaria Locked. One thing of important note is that we have vanilla trap tiles on. As you can see, this is a heavily black belt seed. Actually, they're forced to take black belt. So the real question in this race is, where are you going to get your grind? Duchess, where are you looking to go?
There's so many places, but I mean, I'm just going to go straight for Ice Cave once I have the capacity. Then, ooh, Cure 4 for $32. Can't stop with that, seeing that. Sorry about that. But I'm definitely going to go to Ice Cave and just punch some odds all day long because it's just an easy grind. You're probably going to find a few of them. And if it's vanilla, then you can just punch them to oblivion. That's my given place of choice.
And not only that, but it's saved game on wipe, I suppose. So you don't even have to exit out.
That is just, it's such a good, it's like basically in co-op when your partner gets something and then it pings to the server and then you can just take an L and you still keep the item. Being able to save when you wipe all those levels that you usually would never be able to keep, it's amazing.
Level 1 Black Magic, not looking like it's going to get it done. We already see Jay Shidell making a beeline for Provoca, hoping to get something good in level 2.
I mean, you pretty much have to look at it, right? Because if there's something of, purpose as an AoE, then at least you can raise some money and then the pirates are easier, et cetera, et cetera.
Now, another thing to note, the boss HP scaling is 300 to 500%, meaning at the end of this, we could see a chaos with 10,000 health.
I mean, 10,000 health chaos is pretty terrifying, but if you have the black belt of black belts, it's not going to be as difficult as you think it is. You're just going to get a couple fast and, throw some lock 2s out there, hopefully get some Invis 2s out, and then you're looking to be pretty good to go.
Speaking of lock 2, it looks like level 2 Black Magic has it, so we have one piece of the puzzle. Same with Invis 2.
Indeed, and I also like how they're pulling out stop strats. You never usually see that spell used, but you're definitely going to have to employ that because the first 2 levels of magic are scrape at best.
Stop, of course, being a power word spell. It's going to work on enemies 300 HP or less. Pirates are perfect for that.
Indeed. Now, it looks like, is that Ice Plus?
I think the plus might just be there for flavor.
Ice Plus. In your local grocery stores. So we've got a bit of, just the first 10 minutes, especially when you have, what I would like to call scrape AoE. You're going to see stuff like this. You're going to be bodying, little imps. Maybe take out, Bicky and his pirates. You're going to try to accumulate a little bit of money, and then eventually you'll head down south because Elflin obviously is going to have level 3 and level 4 magic. And so via probability alone, you're going to get at least one good AoE. And even if that means, even if at best it's a level 4, Ice 3, you got to take it. And then just work yourself up to levels, and you can get it done.
The goal is just to get that black belt up to a reasonable level, probably 21, the first real breaking point.
You are not wrong there.
Now, a question that I have would be early key items are turned on. So these runners could have gone up and talked to the king to hopefully get a reasonable item. Looks like Vicky had the canoe. Do you think, would you do that, or do you? I kind of like their strategy of just going over and taking care of business over in Provoca first.
Yeah, I'm kind of that opinion as well, especially because there's no real good AoEs. I'm not incentivized to stay on the continent because I know every battle I get, I got to fight it out, duke it out. So, yeah, I would have gone and done the same thing because even though they didn't get anything really good, I still would have taken a chance. And then Vicky's done. You don't have to come back here anymore.
Jay Shadell trying to work over Garland, but we don't know how much HP he actually has. That ice is only hitting for about 30.
Yeah, it seemed like a slog for everyone indeed. And I mean, also, you know, ooh, yeah. Too bad you can't save the remaining health pool of Garland and go back and body him. That wasn't the most fun battle, but we keep moving.
So there still isn't any sort of good spells that I feel comfortable taking out Garland. At this point, what would you do?
I don't know. I mean, at some point, you just got to make it happen, right? So what I always know about the game is they give you an avenue to defeat, to defeat what's present. The logic just works all the time. So even if that means that, 3% logic, like Rub, for instance, with Thunderclaw, sometimes that means it's 3% logic with Rub. You know what I mean? It's not literally 3%, but there's always a methodical way to defeat whatever's in your grab. So
yeah, it looks like the king was holding the rod and Princess Sarah was holding the canal. This with the free ship, this is opening up the entire world. Going
Absolutely.
into chats. Reese made the point that since Vicky had the canoe, it's grind time. Absolutely. They can make their way down to the ice cave to do an eye grind. They can make their way to Volcano to get some Agamas.
Yeah, you're not
maybe
wrong.
not at level 4, but...
No, you're not wrong there. And look, we already see Thunderclaw heading over to the water, the waterway area. Caribs are the worst. You sit and think that Caribs aren't anything, but until you're like mid-10s, Caribs can body you. I'm trying to tell you. You ever see Caribs with just nuke and the ugliest sprites you ever seen? Oh my god.
Only in my nightmares do I see that.
That's what I'm saying. They like Mortal Kombat's not for kids. I'm like, whoever created these Caribs is not for kids, man. Are you kidding me?
Luffy getting his rod in canal.
Indeed, and also his canal. Ooh, Elflin. Let's see what we got. Nope. They're gonna leave us. They're gonna leave us teasing. Now I'm gonna say Life or Fade is here, and I was wrong. But the Almighty Lamp was present.
You know what? I love Lamp.
So do I. Lamp is the GOAT. I don't care what anyone says. And well, we've got one more crack at it. And lo and behold, it was that Ice 3 I called earlier. Congratulations.
And don't forget Brack. That's going to be a spell used.
I mean, with only at level 4, all you're seeing is Brack, Rub, and Lit 3. Yeah, you're definitely using Brack. And with ball scaling. It's like, why wouldn't you?
Yeah, I like Ice 3, especially if I'm going to go into the volcano, and do some get to some Agama grinds. Having 3 or 4 charges, that'll get me down there.
I mean, Ice from a performance point of view is the best out of the elements, correct? Because it has the most, I guess, monsters that are weak to it. Whereas Fire is the least desirable out of the 3. But it does obviously hit the undead, which are plentiful.
I know that Ice 3 can hit harder than Nuke. It goes up to 420. I thought that Lit 3 had the least resistances to it, but I could be mistaken.
That might actually be what it is. Everyone's checking the item shops, doing what they got to do.
And Jay Shadell going back for more against those Pirates. Looks like he's going to get them down this time. That's a good adjustment that he made. Go around, get a level or two, come back.
Yep. What I'm interested actually to see is Lord Fizzlebeef's approach as to his grind. He's very, very, I guess, seasoned in this respect. Not that others aren't, but I'm just particularly interested. He was actually my co-op partner back in the day, so shout outs to co-op. But I'm interested to see what his grind method will be, because he's very good at siphoning what's going to be the most methodical. Since it's vanilla grind tiles, I'm interested to see how he goes from where he is now to like level 15, so then he can start truly grinding. Because once you get to your true grind, everyone can just choose their place, their preference, and then go from there.
This is a perfect time to plug the Double Dragon team tournament that's coming up. Sign-ups are still available. Come get a partner and do some races together.
That's it. It's fun that you didn't even know you could have, because you will cry tears of joy, aka really you'll just pull your hair out, but that's another matter. Please sign up for co-op.
If you missed it because we were talking too much, the Sage had the loot, or the Ocarina.
Indeed. And Thunder's already in ice, so they're not playing. It looks like somebody's already danned, so they're about to get the grind in.
Thunder with those custom duckling sprites.
Oh, that chicken sprite just looks so good, doesn't it? Or is that duck? I don't know.
Yeah, shout out to Ken for making those up.
Great sprites. Why couldn't we just retroact, your animations versus the Caribs? Something you don't see every day, Ice taking out Scorpion on LFB's side. So shout out to Ice as a spell.
Now, another thing to quick note, I'm pretty sure I saw Fast in the Crescent Lake level 6 Black Magic.
Yes, you did. As well as, I believe, there was Fire 3 or something like that.
Luffy looks like he's taking a little divergence away from everyone, headed down to the Marsh Cave.
I like it. Not to say that pride is never on the line, because, you always want to win. But when, the stakes are a little bit less high in terms of duckling, why not take a little gamble, right? Go down to, and this is actually a perfect place to grab some early leveling, to be honest. Because it's not that difficult. It can be at times, but it's not overly difficult.
I agree, especially since we have some Harm 4.
Mm-hmm.
Arachnids given the heat.
Ouch. The quote-unquote, you hate to see it, as the eye grind begins. Ooh. All right, now the eye grind begins.
Matoya is going to be happy that we found that crystal.
Yes, she is, because her eyeball will be replaced. And as you can see, already up to level 12, just from one eye.
Just looking, the experience scaling is 3 times plus 10% per key item. So these eyes are going to be given, combined 7,000-8,000 at this point.
That's ridiculous. Yeah, I mean, right now Thunder is in a great position, but at the same time, in so long as everyone approaches a like-minded venture in the next 10 minutes, no one's really going to be that behind.
Yeah, it looks like Thunder's just trying to get some levels on his mages, and then probably take a wipe, come back in, do some more grinding.
Yep, that's the best part. Don't worry about it if everyone gets bodied. You actually want that. Just come back.
Luffy having a little bit of trouble in Marsh. He had to do a reset out, and some of those packs are giving him the business.
Jay Shido grabbing his Ocarina of Time. Indeed. Shout outs to Zelda, which is actually broadcasting on SpeedGaming 1. Don't leave us for them. Just shout out to them.
Yeah, Jad is correct. The magic in this seed, I wouldn't call it hot garbage, but what's the closest thing?
I'm sticking with Scrape. It is what it is, you know. At this point, when you're hoping for a mage rod, you know, you're like, yeah, you're not doing too hot with the magic, but we gonna make it work regardless. Luffy's
oh, he's there.
The tail, I do like that.
You see, that's good information to have, getting the tail. But with this seed, I'm not so sure that I'm going to be promoting at all, if anytime soon.
That's actually a very good point. The magic doesn't really necessitate it. I mean, yeah, life is going to come at later levels, but you're going to be level 50 anyway. Because you know that's, you know, the scaling is ridiculous. So you just got to go to level 50. You're probably right in that situation. Though, given all the work that I put in, I would have still just gotten bodied and taken the tail no matter what. But I understand the seconds play in terms of Luffy. He's a veteran, so it's like seconds could make the difference when you're battling 14 others.
Yeah, we're looking at a real possibility. Some of these runners are going to hit, you know, maybe even sub 1 hour, but definitely sub 120.
Mm-hmm.
So as we're going through this, everyone's kind of diverging a little bit here. What do you like for a level? Like, what do you want to see your black belt at when you're done with your grind?
I mean, either 42 or 50. You know, with the experience scaling, it's like you can do this in 2 phases. I like Thunderclaw's approach and just, you know, getting some good levels, you know, up to 18, 19 as a starting point. So then you can go into any other place and be comfortable. And then you either go to 42 and you say, I'm rocking out over here, or just go all the way up to level 50. And I say 2 phases because the first phase, you don't have a lot of key items. The second phase of grinding will be most likely when you have all key items. So then you can just maximize it. That's my thinking.
And it looks like Lord Fizzlebeef is taking his task down to the Marsh Cave. He's finding exactly what Luffy did. Lots of bad guys that like to turn you into stone.
Mm-hmm. We're also going to see what... we get a cube from Matoya. As well as a free opal.
One more piece of the puzzle.
Mm-hmm. Shout outs to bomb menuing. I still am not that good at menuing with this game.
I do like Thunder's play of coming up here just to get that extra 10% experience. If you're going to spend, 10 minutes grinding on eyes, one more key item, that'll bring it down to, save you a minute. I don't know in reality if it's going to save any time, but it's going to feel like it.
It could have been the floater, so there's no reason to not do it. And like you said, you're getting extra experience every time. You got to grind, so.
Now is as perfect time as any to stress that on Sundays, 10 p.m. Eastern, is when we have the Duckling Boot Camp, hosted by many members of the community, notwithstanding Gregory Puff, Ale, Sir Linkalot, Jat. And if I'm missing anybody, it's because I didn't have my notes in front of me when I was doing this promo. But join us 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on Sundays for the next 5 weeks, leading up to the Duckling Derby. It is not too late to come in, make a name for yourself.
That is very true. And you know what? Going up against, some of the GOATs is why Duckling, why the Duckling, I guess, series is so fun. Because as a new person, you feel, coddled, so to speak, when it's just, other beginners like you. But it's like, nah, son, I'm a veteran and I'm still going up against you. It kind of just makes you raise your game no matter what. Like thrown in the NBA, when you ain't got no formal training, like, listen, bro, we paying you $600,000 a game. You better learn how to rebound.
What I like about it is that it's free information, and free information, that's just something you can't buy.
Oh my goodness. Information is key, y'all. Sincerely. Shout out to just knowledge in general.
Thank you, Jad, for pointing out Caleb is also a big part of that. But back to the race, we got Luffy, who took a detour up to Ordeals.
Not a bad play. At this point, I am actually looking for the floater, so anywhere that I can go, I'm going to go.
And Luffy was met with sorcerers with thunder. And yeah, you're absolutely right. I want to find that floater. It'll make all of my travel time just that much better, especially if Luffy is thinking, maybe people are going to go for the early grind. Finding that floater before them, that's gonna make up for all the time.
Mm-hmm. I wonder if we're going to see Amasa.
We're seconds away. We're seconds away from Thunderclawed finding out that Marsh Cave has the tail. Meanwhile, Jay Scheidel making his way through the fire volcano, hoping to get to those Agamas, but the Paralisks said no with their face.
They will do that to you.
Lord Fizzlebeef headed over, getting his instrument.
Indeed. So it looks like everyone's just making, the quote-unquote easy plays. And when I say easy plays, that being continental. All right, I'll go to Marsh real quick. I'll do this real quick. All right, I'll go to Ordeals real quick. Well, Ordeals is actually not a quick venture. That's actually that's a vid. But so,
hopefully in a couple minutes, we're going to see if it pays off.
Mm-hmm. Jay Scheidel is getting down further in Volcano. Ooh, I see why they're skipping chess.
Yeah, this is pretty dangerous, if I must say. He's keeping all of his mages at 1 HP, just trying to get to those Agamas.
I commend you. All right, we got one out of the way. What are the spoils of Ordeals?
So far, a boatload of cash and a cloth tent.
The elusive heel pot.
And we have the adamant. Wonder what that's going to turn into.
At least, and fetch quests at this point aren't a turn-in fetch quest like this isn't too bad because it's another just immediate. Okay, sweet, go here, do this, get something. Can you evade the zombie dudes? Well, the best part is it's save on game over, so it doesn't matter.
That's true. Jay Scheidel finding out these Agamas mean business.
Without Rub, you ain't doing too much. But once again, oh, did you just reset? Oh no.
It's so hard. That's the reflex. Whenever you're facing a wipe, is to do that. You got to watching that flag. Now, this is probably the first time that a lot of these runners could, in a long time, have played a seed with this specific flag on. Old habits are hard to break.
You ain't lying. I would have done the same thing. It's just very hard to watch, unfortunately,
Well, it's one of those things. We've all done it. And it stinks when it happens to you.
Happens to the best of them, only to the best of them, I might add. So. Gonna get an adamant turn in, and we get T and oh, that's amazing. Lazy. They're so lazy. It's like, nah, son, I'm not going down there, bro. I know he needs it, but you can do that, right? Your sprite is movable. And the key, that's gracious.
This is perfect.
Somebody manufactured this seed. They're like, we're not gonna give you anything nice until you come here and do this.
First chest, Luffy checked. Power Gauntlet.
+3. So that just makes your black belt beast mode. Well, I'll say thank you for that one. The key is definitely a good thing to have.
A lot of places we can check. Canaria also, key lock location is going to be incentivized.
That is true. We also got to find the ruby for Titan. We still got... Ooh, did I just see Thunder by the Sorcerers?
They are nasty.
Ouch. Herb. +++.
I like this. We just, in the last 2 minutes, Luffy has gotten rid of 3 fetch quests. Picked up the Power Gauntlet. I like where this is going.
Mm-hmm. Luffy, if anyone has a lead, it's definitely Luffy at this point. And then when they grind, they already have so many key items. At this point, where do you think the floater is, though? We've still got quite a bit of places. You think it's in, like, Waterfall?
You know, I'm going to make a bold call. I think that after this chain, they deserve it after the herb. So once he turns that in, he's getting the floater.
You know, the way it's just been very clean. I would like to agree with you on that. And Thunderclaw is going to begin the same glorious chain.
Or, you know, why not make the whole continent circle? Why not turn it into the crown, which then turns into the floater?
I like that even better, you know? It's like, not just yet.
So now there's something interesting. You have the Power Gauntlets. Now this doesn't mean Temper is going to be completely off the table at all, but it means that if you go into Lich in the Temple of Fiends Revisited and it wipes out your party, you can pretty much go to the end, even if you only have a 32 black belt.
You're not wrong there, as long as you got heal pots to, you know, make sure you're good along the way. Yeah, it's definitely not, you know, unheard of to be able to just do that, because the Power Gauntlet is beast mode.
SpeedGaming, thank you for the raid. Thank you for joining us for some Final Fantasy 1 Randomizer.
Indeed. Got some navigation on 2 screens. Wonder where Jay Shadell's going. Oh, he's going to Volcano. He was making some progress. I think he must have liked that orb.
I think he's going back for more Agamas.
Oh yeah, it was him that we saw the unfortunate happen.
But it might not be a bad idea. Take a couple of firefights, get a couple more levels, just so your black belt hits maybe a little harder. You got a couple more spell charges. Go back in and ruin those Agamas days.
That's it. Considering that all you have to do is just use rub, if you can, you know, potentially have 8 of them between your 2 to go in there, then that's going to be some good leveling. Luffy's a little bit... Ooh, Astos is the guard. I like it.
It was Astos all along.
And he would have got away with it too if it wasn't for the input.
I never pictured him for get your hands dirty kind of guy.
He's always next to the sleeping prince. He's like,
Rock Solid bringing up a good point in chat. With this flag on, Astos could be any one of the main NPCs. It's important to save before you're talking to any of these, just in case you're going to get a pretty nasty Astos.
That would be true, but again, because we have save on after getting bodied, it's like, it's not that big of a deal. But because Athos is not trying to get rubbed, you're like, nah, we're gonna go ahead and do something else.
Thunderclaw picking up his herb, following Luffy's tail.
Indeed. Cheap houses, I didn't see that earlier. So we're approaching the 30-minute mark. How do you feel the seed's going, man? What's your synopsis on it thus far?
I am waiting to see about the serious grind, to see when the black belt is going to start reaching the 32, even 42 range. Once that happens, I think it's going to be a little more clear. I'm glad we got a lot of these fetch locations out of the way. Just to do a quick recap on what we got. Vicky had the canoe. We had Princess Sarah giving the canal. We started off with a free ship and a free bridge. We had a long quest chain, which was... Where did that start again? Was it the Ordeals had the adamant, which led to the TNT, which was awesome, which led to the key, which led to the herb. And Luffy is going to tell us right a couple minutes what the herb is going to be.
The dramatic pause, because we have not that information yet.
If I was better at my job, I would have timed that correctly.
That's all right. You can't foresee the future, man. They don't pay us to do that. So we're seeing... Did I see a floater on Thunderscreen? Where'd they get the floater from? I don't know, but they definitely have it.
The prince did have the floater, and he's going to go make that turn in right quick.
Well, there you go. So Luffy's got to get that done.
So it looks like he's making an adjustment, getting a couple more levels.
Yep. You pretty much know, like, it's got to be the floater at this point, or something like it. You got the cube, it could always be the chime, which you would hope it's not, but...
I agree with Jats. The level 5 magic holding warp and nuke. Those would be great additions if Luffy just drove over there for it, but...
Indeed. And
I can also understand skipping it if you're not going to go, if you don't have the ruby. I mean, that's an extra, couple of seconds you're shaving off.
That's true. Looks like on our stream, 3113 was the first person in the air. And Thunder's grabbing that bottle as well. And, no money for Pro Ring.
Lord Fizzlebeef making his way through Waterfall. The robot has the Oxiel.
Well, there you go. That's definitely serendipitous, so you'll be able to go down there.
That is what I like to call a big brain play. Lots of people don't think, they're hoping that the Oxiel is not in the waterfall. You hope to make that in one stop.
Wow. Ribbon 4. Nah, I agree with you though. Like, why not, right? You're over here. If you don't have the floater, yeah, I would definitely just go ahead and also take care of C as well. You should have the levels to be able to take care of it. Level 16, you're gonna be able to come out of it with level 32. Ooh, and you're just gonna fight mummies until you get bodied because you already have the item. So this is actually a good play by LFB. I like it.
Lord Fizzlebeef showing off his intelligence with this play.
Yep. It's those big brains. However, we say all this, but Thunderclaw grabbed that ruby. You know what I mean? Like, Thunderclaw's making moves. So, now I didn't know that Luffy was only on level 8. So, he's at a serious... That's why Astos is posing a problem. He's at a disadvantage.
Yeah, he couldn't use level 5 magic even if he wanted to.
But again, I mean, irrespective of that, once he's in the air, it's going to negate, all this that's being done by LFB and Jay Shidell right now. Some of it anyway, because Jay's going into a mini grind, it looks like.
And Thunderclad, just keeping on with those incentive items, goes to the Titan's Trove, finds the slab, going to immediately turn it in.
Yep. No reason not to.
Unfortunately, he had to double dip that location, went to Sarda first, got the Ribbon 4 from it.
Oh, yeah.
So the information that Thunderclad had is every other incentive location is going to be something he needs. He already has the Ribbon and the Tail, which were the only two quote-unquote non-progression ones.
That's good information to have. 34 minutes into the seed, you're not feeling bad about that at all. I'm not feeling, stressed. I don't feel as if, I'm not in the lead. In fact, I might be flexing a little bit. Let me take a sip of water, Let me get that 2.2 seconds to have a sip of water.
And again, wasting no time. Thunderclad just going to Lefane, going to make this turn in.
And never come back. The crow.
And he gets the crown, and we, behind the scenes, know that the crown is going to turn into the chime.
Yes, indeedy.
At that point, he's going to have the information that, yes, indeed, Waterfall is going to have that Oxyale and is going to go into full go mode.
That's just the best. This has been one of the most interesting seeds. So it's like from a magic point of view, it's like think smart. And I like the way this duckling seed was actually constructed. This is a think smart seed. Use rub on Garland. You know what I mean? Like think tactically. You're going to be forced with a black belt anyway, so figure out where it's going to be the appropriate grinds in terms of walking grind, quote unquote. Think smart, because once you went and made the play to ordeals, everything else just fell into piece by piece by piece from there, right?
Absolutely. Looking at the runners, Jay Shidell was taking a couple of fights over on the left side of Earth Cave 1. That's a great spot when you're a little low on levels. You just need a couple and hope that things aren't going to destroy you, and it looks like he's pulling out of it okay.
That's pretty much.
Luffy going back for check these chests, see if there's anything he can use.
Ice armor. Nothing you can use, unfortunately. No knights. Excuse me.
And yeah, if I'm Thunderclad, I'm feeling pretty good, but at the same time, Lord Fizzlebeef picking up his herb, making a beeline to catch up, maybe a minute or two behind.
Yep.
Looking over in chat, Rubes, you are absolutely right. I would love to see the expression on Thunderclad's face. I would just see a bunch of nodding right now. No eye rolls, really.
And we might actually see a pretty good grind here, to be honest.
And Luffy making the adjustment, being able to take down the Astos, coming away with his floater. He's going to be in the air shortly. Almost at the same time, Lord Fizzlebeef getting his floater.
Indeed. And I'm feeling for Jay Shidell right now. Right now, he's having a tough go of it in terms of just making some plays like Earth, and you know what I mean? Trust me, I've been that player many a time on broadcast.
He is mixing it up. He is putting in some good strategies out there, making his way through it.
Exactly. Got some eyes going off.
I didn't know Thunderclawed was an author. It looks like he's writing the book on how to grind eyes.
Indeed. Nuke him to pieces, get him down all to ones. Ooh, 4 peds on Luffy's side. I'll take that.
Yeah, I'll take that every day.
You gotta love that D&D style roll of just, damage values, etc., etc. Like, oh, this one's 77, this one's 249. Like, huh? My magic stat doesn't factor into any of this? Nah, son. Arbitrary dice algorithm.
Lord Fizzlebeef having enough from his grind to buy a bunch of pro rings and silver +3 bracelets.
Yeah, LFB, if I know him the way I do, he's going to get all his shopping done because he put down tabs of where everything is, get all your shopping done in terms of, just items and stuff, equipment, and then go off and then just be off, grind and get orbs. We still haven't seen a major boss yet, though. Carry, for all we know, could have what, like 1400 HP?
Yeah, that's going to take quite a few hits, especially if the black belts are only going to be level 21 to 25. I think Spell Zap is going to stay here, or Spell Zap. I'm sorry, it was mentioned in chat. Thunderclawed is going to stay here until his black belt is a comfortable level.
Absolutely. Why wouldn't you? You have the joy of just getting bodied with levels anyway. Who cares? It's the greatest grind on earth. What? 27 HP? Oh my gosh. What? Yeah, I'm just gonna stay here until I'm gonna stay until I'm level 42. It's not gonna take that long.
Yeah, less than 200 health on these eyes.
One punch every time. I'm definitely staying to. I might even go to 50, but I'm definitely going to 42.
Thanks to all of those quest turn-ins, we're looking at 10k experience per eye. Each one has only taken 4 to 5 seconds, 2,000 experience a second. I can't think of a better grind than that.
2,000 experience a second, Joe. That's the move. I'm sorry, no one else has, applied this logic yet, but I think most, if not everyone, will, because when you see how just crumbly these things are, why wouldn't you?
Luffy is going to get his knowledge that the eyes are very crunchy.
Oh my gosh. See, Luffy, this is where you make up all that time. This is where you're just like, what? They get bodied by nothing? And I think he has a power bonk, right?
Yeah, absolutely. That's going to be a lot more helpful.
8 hits, 724 damage.
And that's pretty good.
So how I was talking about arbitrary dice algorithm earlier, yeah, this is why every kid known to man basically was just like, yeah, I'm just going to have a black belt in the OG Final Fantasy and just grind it to oblivion.
Why use all these funny strategies when you could just punch them really, really hard?
Yo, that's what Nintendo Power is like. Oh, you pay $3.95? Listen, I'm gonna fumble through some pages real quick. It's like, have you considered just black belting to 50? Don't master, bro. Do not master. Just black belt to 50.
For everyone out there, you should pay attention to what Thunderclawed was doing right now. He decided at about level 35, yeah, I'm done with this grind. I'm going to let my black belt die, however far that takes me, instantly get ported out with full levels and continue on my day. He ended at level 38. That is a brilliant, brilliant move.
Absolutely. Just come out with the full HP thanks to a house. You know you flexing when you checking chests for no reason. Like, let me go ahead and check that dragon's sword for no reason.
You know, that's the beauty of save on endgame is that you come out of it, everyone alive, full health and mana. Don't even need the house.
Oh, you don't need the... Oh my god.
You can just use, a tent like a commoner.
It's a whole new world out here, y'all. Are you kidding me? Listen, they told you 2020 wasn't the year. I'm sorry, they might have lied to y'all. Yeah, that black belt looks too cool, doesn't he? Just a duck with shades. So for chat out there, I'm not watching chat, but hopefully I can get some answers for this. What actual fictional duck do you think the sprite was molded off of? Do you think this is the DuckTales duck? Mr. Uncle Scrooge. Do you believe this is what's his name? Not Daffy, but Donald Duck. It does have his colors. I would actually like to get y'all opinion on which one do you think the cool black belt duck is.
Whatever one it is, they look delicious.
Oh my gosh. That's so messed up. I'm talking about our favorite childhood characters. You're like, I don't care, bro. That thing looks delicious. In 8-bit, it's still delicious.
Lord Fizzlebeef showing off his intelligence once again, taking those ice tiles just to get his mage's health down so that his grind is going to be that much easier.
Big brain strategies. Galaxy brain, if you will.
Yeah, after watching Lord Fizzlebeef, I expect nothing less.
Mm-hmm.
Thunderclawed lighting his first orb, Volcano. First orb of the streamers that we have.
There we go. Yeah, Thunder's not playing. He's got his grind in. He's good to go. And mind you, carry is not a good barometer of how the bosses are going to be. Excuse me. If anything, War Mech will be. But at this point, do you even need to grind War Mech? Or do you need to fight War Mech if you come across it, is what I meant.
I do not fight the War Mech. I'm probably, if I'm at the point where I'm in... if I'm in the area to take on War Mech, my black belt's already level 42, level 47, whatever. I don't need the experience.
That's what I'm thinking. I just don't need the headache in case it blows me up for some reason.
Orion pointing out in chat, yeah, what was carry is, just a small pile on the floor now.
Indeed.
Lord Fizzlebeef one level away from the breakpoint with his black belt.
That is true. Unrunnable Blue Ds. 5 hits, 1055.
That'll ruin their day.
Pretty much. It's like, this is one of those seeds. I don't even need extra ribbons. I got the one. My black belt's going to be good no matter what. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that level 40 black belt is saying ribbons are for suckers.
Like, I am a ribbon. You know how much MDef I have? But let me go ahead and get some extra resistances, though.
Just to add salt to the wound.
Pretty much. So at around, the 40-minute mark is really where you're starting to see, our on-stream runners get that crucial grind in. Let's take a moment to peep in with Jay Scheidels getting on. So he's actually buying the bottle, which is great. Making a mini run on some armor as well.
Yeah, those silver +3 bracelets, that's going to change his life.
They really do.
Thunderclawed taking on Tiamat. Let's see how hard he hits.
Throwing out a cheeky brack. I would do the same.
That was a hit for 17-16. Still didn't take him out. Brack, however, takes care of business.
There you go. Shout out to arbitrary dice algorithm, that 12.5% chance. Thunder's gonna go. Oh, please go ahead. My apologies. I heard that breath, so I know you're about to say something.
I was just going to say that Luffy is now at the correct point with his black belt over level 21, able to take down these eyes in one shot. He's probably going to be here for the next 3-4 minutes, getting up to 40-42.
Yep. It's a great feeling grind because honestly, in different circumstances and say like, the Swiss tournaments, not even just Swiss tournament, like the spring tournament or something like that, the seeds would be much more difficult. And so this grind where it's only 3 minutes and some change would definitely be a 7 to 9 minute grind. Realistically.
Jay Shidell finding out the good news. Nuke and Warp, level 5 magic.
Can't go wrong with that. You know you're good when goals have serve no interest for you. No rock goals, no mud goals. I do not need you.
So if you take a look at the experience that Luffy is getting, it's about 8,000 per eye. Now this is still netting, 1,500 experience per second. Nothing to shake a stick sideways at. But it's not the 10K that Thunderclawed was getting.
So this is where, it's just interesting to see where, the micro plays in this type of seed really add up. Because you just pointed it out, that's a net of, virtually 2,000 that you're missing out on. Because it was like 9,935 that Thunderclawed had. So it is a net of like 2,000 that you're really missing out on again. So still, you got to think though, when you're playing against 14 other people, you're playing against numbers, so you're playing a lot of probability. So, yeah, you could get that extra 2. And I mean, Thunderclawed, we saw it, he did it pretty methodically. But you don't feel bad about grabbing the 7K every time, the 7-9 often.
Anytime I'm getting better than 1,000 experience per second, is a good day for me.
Yep.
Looks like Jay Shidell making a good move, going over to check out the eyes himself.
Nice. Yeah, I just noticed the celebration actually takes longer than the fight itself.
That's true in football, and it's true in Final Fantasy Randomizer.
If my old coach would have heard you say that, he'd have laughed, and then he'd have made me do a whole bunch of suicide hills.
I honestly don't know what those are, but they sound painful, and no thank you.
Yeah, exactly. That's all you need to know. They're painful, and no thank you.
I'll just sit here drinking my Diet Pepsi.
Thunderclawed is putting on a clinic for us, though. Excuse me, where everyone else is like grinding, navigating. There's no navigation on Thunderclaw's side. It's like, I'm going here, I'm gonna go get this orb, and then I'm gonna go finish the seed.
That's true. If you are an aspiring duckling or even a veteran, it is worth it to watch Thunderclawed in his matches. This is how you do it.
Mm-hmm. I think you've said that like a few times. Like, this is just how you do it. It looks just clean and methodical. There's been no missteps. Not to take away from anyone else's shine. It's just, but when you're in competition, somebody's got to wear the gold, right?
That is 100% correct. Luffy taking a wipe so that he can get out of here and move on with his day. I think he's done with his grind.
And it's good that you found all these. They're not hitting for much, but... Or just walk out. Two Bracks? Wow. You seen it first here, people. 2 Bracks.
You know what I said before, why use all these cheeky strategies when you can punch real hard? Why punch real hard when you can take them out with one spell?
That's a good strategy regardless. And the scaling is up, so Yeah, you're gonna punch for 1,000 each time, but you still got to punch for 1,000 each time.
I was looking through my notes. I did not see Xfer. Otherwise, I would ask, at this point, do you think about using some cheeky brack strats on Chaos?
That's a good question. We haven't seen extra, I don't think. So it's one of those things you probably just gone ahead and thrown away as a strategy at this point, but it's not unheard of. They bought stun earlier because I think they were thinking the same approach, right? Yeah, Chaos or what have you is going to have a bunch of HP. So if we can expert and stun them and just punch them to oblivion. So
yeah, I mean the threat of Chaos having 10,000 health, even with the black belt, hitting for 2K, that's still 5-6 turns.
Exactly, and you don't know what's going to happen in those rounds. So
I know it's a low chance, but one stun will just ruin your day.
That's true. That's true. And we haven't seen Life. Well, they're at the very late. So, I mean, we're not going to be rocking Life 2s because the other party members don't really matter. I mean, you might buy it as, just in case once you get all 4 orbs lit. So we may see this from Thunder, actually. I don't know if he has Life on his White Mage Bird, but we will find out very shortly. At this point, if I know exactly where it is, I'm going to go ahead and grab Life 2 just because. I do have at least 1 or 2 spells as long as they're at level 24. I do have enough charges to use it, even if it's level 8.
And Jay Shadell finding out the good news that eyes are indeed crumbly. With all the levels that he has, he's making them pretty easy. I think he's going to stay here for 10, 12 minutes, taking this grind.
Grind away.
Now, Lord Fizzlebeef just promoted. Is he running down to, there was something that was locked. I think it was Fade, was level 6 white magic that was locked to White Wizard, if I'm not mistaken.
Not a bad thing to think about.
Not only that, but we haven't seen Xfer, which means that is probably going to be locked to White Wizard as well.
You've seen some Quake being thrown out here. Oh, never mind.
Yeah, Luffy did pick up Cake. Thunderclawed lighting his 4th orb. Rubes pointed out, yep, Thunder just lit his 4th orb before anyone else on screen did. But with these seeds, once you finish with that grind, 10 minutes, you can have all of those lit and on your way into Temple of Fiends.
Don't slip. Thunder's not playing. He's like, heal pots? What are heal pots, y'all? I don't believe in those.
Useless. There for the commoner.
Heal pots? What? This is blasphemy.
Thunderclawed entering Temple of Fiends Revisited at 56 in about 20-some seconds, I believe.
Yep. Will we actually see validation? That is the real thing I'm waiting for. And suspense. Oh,
Thunder, don't do me like that.
Thunder's in it for himself, y'all. He's not in it for the people. Those unrunnable zombie Ds again. Thankfully, we'll just nuke them to oblivion. And this is one of those seeds where, excuse me, you think, well, don't you want to save your resources for the bosses? No. You have a black belt. Everything's over, 5,000 HP. No, I don't care about my resources. As long as I'm not using life or cure 4, I don't care.
You got to worry about those black mages. They have sub 400 health, and we know that a nuke from a cheeky lich could take them out right away.
That wouldn't be the nicest, but you have the power bonk, so you do feel a little bit of the validation in that, right? It's like, I don't want you to die, but if you do, I mean, I wasn't banking on your fast, to be honest.
I mean, I like that you're here, but I'm not going to be sad if you go.
Eric Cartman in South Park. It's like, well, I mean, you were never really my man's, but, and we'll leave it at that.
Lord Fizzlebeef, after promoting, definitely picking up Fade on his way to light his first orb.
We're starting to see the cleanup happening, so everyone's going to be jetting to the end at this point. Now we're seeing a bunch of Quakes being thrown out from Thunder again. I like it, but after about 2K, Carry went down. Ooh, look at that. Masterful, y'all, using heal instead of Cure 4 or a heal pot. Menuing is too ridiculous. I'm sorry. I would have never thought of that. I'm just being honest with you.
And Jay Shidell wiping out to keep his levels, get some magic charges back, going back in for round 2.
That's it. Luffy and Earth gonna grab that Earth Orb.
And we're going to have a high five with Lord Fizzlebeef as they pass each other.
Oh, and Carry does not exist.
At a hit of 28.49, Carry just barely going down to it.
Oh no, if you'd have only rolled 2 less HP.
I'm telling you, if I'm Chaos, I'm shaking in my boots right now as Thunderclawed is on a rampage towards him.
Yeah, this is not looking good for him. It's like, this is the most disrespectful I've ever seen, to be honest. This is like, I'm not throwing out Invis 2. I don't believe he's going to do any of that. He might. He's got 7 of them, so yeah, you might as well, right? Just in case.
Yeah, he decided heal pots might be useful since I have 90 of them.
That's true. I was giving him a little bit of crap earlier, but I take that. I do rescind the crap that I gave him earlier. So when you hear this on the VOD, you know I'm not trying to do you dirty, Thunderclaw.
It's so hard because everything that he does, I want to copy because it's probably correct. So when he does things like this, I go, you know what? Maybe I don't need to use heal pots in the middle stages.
You are correct. And this looks like this was the seed for ninjas because just katanas are floating everywhere. But why would you ever think about using a ninja in this type seed?
It was even, you couldn't even use a ninja even if you wanted to.
Well, there you go. Run away from encounters? I don't think so.
Kraken giving Cake the business up there as Thunder actually moves his black belt down in a sign of respect.
The thing getting 20 hits for 3-4-4-8, it's like, yeah, sorry, homie. We gonna pay our respects real quick.
That black belt is just getting angrier and angrier as this match goes on.
Those worms actually weren't playing there. They was hitting for 100. And so now we've got Tiamat trying to do Tiamat's thing. Putting up a wall, I can respect that. And a fast, and then let's go to work. A bunch of interesting things going on various screens right now.
As mentioned in chat, if you like Thunderclaw's sprites at the docks, come over to the Discord, Final Fantasy I Randomizer Discord. Check out Ken Brightblade, I believe, made all of these. He is an excellent, excellent artist. Many more sprites. Come check him out.
Absolutely. Well, y'all, we're going to see Chaos very soon. And to my understanding, there ain't been no dot done yet. So we could be looking at the clinic of clinics in relation to Thundercloud in his attempt to
We're going to see this. We got 2 more Earth Orbs lit, and it looks like Lord Fizzlebeef on his way to light his 3rd orb. Jay Scheidel almost finished up with his grind, but let's take a look at Thundercloud as he cast a fast on his black belt and power bonking, hoping to hit for, what, 7,000, 8,000? 3,000 wasn't good enough for you?
Pretty much. Throwing a temper on top of that. Looks like we're going to put some, a little bit of respect with some ruse. Slight respect. Ooh, Nuke coming out early. But not to fear, we're going to bring you back up at the Cure 4.
That was another hit. Chaos already taking 4,000. Now 7,500 damage is good enough to get it done.
GG's to Thundercloud, who is finished at, it looks like 104.4. But I don't know when they did that done in the thing also.
Yep, we got an official Thundercloud coming in first at 104.03. Let's see your GG's out there and see if Thunder wants to join us.
GG's. Now, shout out actually to Jat, our tracker. I'd said some incorrect information earlier. Brack is 26.9% against Kraken 1 and Tier 1. So shout outs to arbitrary dice algorithm being at 26% strength. That's dope. We actually got to broadcast the #1 person in a race of 14, Dead Pulse. How you feel about that?
It's a good feeling. Thunder, how's it going?
It's going pretty good.
Now, tell me what you're thinking during this race. You put on a phenomenal show. What can you tell all of the aspiring ducklings out there who want to compete at your level?
I would say make sure you always have a thought of what you can and what you could do, and always be aiming to go somewhere to do something instead of spinning your wheels in a tough situation saying, where should I go next? I'm too low level for Ice Cave. Should I go to Marsh Cave? And then kind of spinning back and forth is a lot of dead time you don't want to have.
Now, when you went into Marsh Cave and saw that tail, what were you feeling at that point?
Oh, I felt real bad. I was like, of course it's going to be in either Ordeals or it's going to be in Waterfall, but, you know, it's okay because I figured most people would have probably checked Marsh in the situation we were in, as far as not having good magic to go anywhere else, really. So I didn't feel like it was a bad time waste, even though I wasn't going to make use of it.
Yeah, that magic showcasing Rub for Garland, that was really nice.
Yeah. When I saw, I kind of, we had a Duckling Weekly seed of this that was out there, and the level 1 magic was terrible too. There was no kill spells or anything. But if you went to Provoca, you found Bane and was able to use that. So when I saw no kill spells in level 1, I was like, okay, there's gotta be something in Provoca. And then when I get to Provoca, and the best thing I see is Rub, I'm like, oh boy, it's gonna be a fun one.
Oh. Now, you got to tell me if, I just got one more question. Did you come in planning to grind eye tiles, or did you change your plan mid-run?
I would have preferred to have actually done like a grind to 32 or close to 32 with the first time as Ice Cave, but my black belt went down like really early. So I saw exit at Crescent Lake, so I wanted to aim to get level 16 on the White Mage. So I got that instead, and then had to double back. I was thinking it kind of depended on, as I finished the rest of my checks, how high level my black belt would have been. I would have been around 21 and able to probably reliably take out Agamas, because they can have like 300 or more HP. I would have probably just did Agamas and when I went to Volcano for carry, but I was like still level 12 or something on my black belt, and I knew the eyes had like less than 150 HP, so I figured it'd be just as fast to redive into Ice Cave and grind that tile as opposed to two-manning my black belt up to Agama range.
All your strategies worked out serendipitously, it seemed. Like, all of your strategies. To the point where even the knowledge of going into Marsh early, because you were the first in the Marsh, and then everyone else kind of followed you, where it looked like you were kind of making a rogue play. You played the probability there's no good magic, thusly everyone's going to walk here instead of going to somewhere else. You had that information from when you piece things together. Then you knew, oh, this is that waterfall, et cetera, et cetera. So you just made extremely good plays.
Yeah, I don't want to say it was all skill because I definitely got fortunate on my ice cave first dive to actually make it all the way to the box. I was actually expecting to like make use of the save progress when you die flag and just get levels my first dive, and then make the second trip to the box probably. But when I got there in the first dive, I thought, okay, that was a lot better than I anticipated. And when I made it all the way to the incentive box in Castle of Ordeals, kind of the same thing. I probably shouldn't have made it that far with one black mage alive after the nightmare tile, but it happened, so it was nice. So I just decided to check whatever boxes I could before my black mage died in case a ribbon was there, and then exit out with that, because I didn't have softs at that point, and my whole party was petrified. So I had to die to get everybody back up or ship all the way back in the area for softs.
So I forget how much did you see all the nasty stuff that was waiting for all the runners in Marsh Cave?
I did have one death to stone poison from creep, I think, but other than that, I don't remember seeing anything that would have wiped me. Oh, I got squinted too by werewolves, I think, or something.
Yeah, if I remember, there were 2 or 3 nasty things that a couple runners had some issues with.
Didn't arachnids have something nasty?
Yeah,
Blaze.
the arachnids and the spiders both had heat.
Blaze.
Well, they both had heat. And,
heat.
Being so low level, heat feels like blaze because it takes only like 4 heats to take your whole party out when you only have 160 HP.
And there's 9 arachnids.
Yeah, I got in a fight with 2 spiders, 2 arachnids, and I saw heat. I was like, okay, heat. And then I saw a second heat. I was like, okay, both of them used heat. Then I saw a third heat. I was like, wait, what are the odds of both these things having heat?
This is a manufactured seed. It just felt like it, didn't it? In terms of once you got through Ordeals, everything pieced together too ridiculously. You know what I mean? Like,
it was
lazy dwarves.
Yeah.
What? Everything worked out so perfectly. Even to Astos being right there.
Yeah. It really kind of felt like someone really puzzled all the incentive turn-ins together in the most obnoxious way possible. Like, I felt like I was going back and forth around the world so many times to turn in one thing, then get another to go back to where I was the first time, then go back again to the other side of the world.
I guess, actually, that's interesting to note, because from our point of view, is just, watching you, it would have felt that felt advantageous, but I guess actually playing the seed, that would not feel good, having to go here, then there, then here, then there, then here, then there. I guess it's just a bird's eye view of seeing where the chain would lead. You know what I mean? That's where I guess we kind of experienced, or we felt that you would have been comfortable.
Quick note back to the race. We're looking at Lord Fizzlebeef taking on Tiamat, who poisons most of his party, but he decides to punch for 3,700 and take care of business. So his 4th orb's lit.
That's the name of the game, taking care of business. So Thunder, I mean, overall, you had a great seed. I mean, you gave some knowledge to the people. What are you going to do in celebration of your victory?
Well, these community races are all for fun, and it's not like a huge thing to celebrate for me if I get first in these. It feels good, of course, but I don't know, maybe I'll have a Coca-Cola or something. Treat myself.
That's what I'm saying, It's 2020. There have been reasons to not celebrate. Take a moment and be like, I did something today. I played FFR and won.
Although it is nice, there seems to be a lot of new ducklings out there right now, and there's quite a few in this race, it looks like. If you kind of scan the race room, there's a couple of newer names in the community in here. So it's pretty cool to see a bigger turnout for these community races coming up here.
That's all you want, right?
Yeah, the 2 streaming we have are Luffy and Jay Scheidel are both ducklings, and they are doing a good job here.
Absolutely.
Actually ran just an exhibition for fun race earlier in the afternoon today against Luffy, and Luffy is doing really well for being a duckling. He kind of keeps pace really close up there with us veterans, and seems to be getting better every time too.
You know what I noticed about the ducklings, which is so cool? Over time, more information has been out there, right? In terms of old VODs, old tournaments, et cetera, et cetera. And when the community finds new strategies, just in the heat of the moment, everyone else can go back on the knowledge, the OG versions of the game, and look at that, and then see how it's progressed and strategies from old to new. Because some old strategies that have changed to new still give you a bit of an advantage of knowing when to employ an quote unquote OG strategy, right? So
Absolutely,
it's
yeah.
cool seeing new ducklings come in with all this knowledge, you know?
Yeah, this community does such a good job of reaching out to newer players and just literally force feeding them. Sometimes it feels like all the information that we have and just giving them every little in and out of the game. Like there's no like closely kept secrets as far as strategy and going fast goes. We try to just we share everything out there, and it's all available for everybody to just practice and get as good at as anybody else.
Exactly. And then once you get into the nitty gritty, you find out it's all just about the micro plays. Like you're menuing. I'm not joking. Like I still aspire to be like that good at menuing. When you pulled the heal, I was losing my mind when you use heal instead of going into the menu and using heal pots. You know what I mean? Stuff like that is like, that's when you just level up your game to a brand new level.
Yeah, and you know, it's funny, you kind of mentioned that's kind of one of those fallback to kind of old habits of the OG type of way, because we have the buy quantity flag now, which makes, you know, in the past you had to buy heal pots 10 at a time.
Yep.
And it took a long time, so I kind of got into a racing strategy of using white magic to save time, so I wouldn't have to go back after using heal pots and buy more heal pots. So I kind of still go into that mode where I rather use my white magic and save my heal pots. That way I don't have to make a trip to shops and buy them. But it's kind of one of those, like you said, micro time saves if you can think to employ your white magic opposed to your items when you can.
I'm going to throw a quick update in here. We have Fry Teeth off screen coming in second place with an official time of 1 hour, 15 minutes, 11 seconds. We have Lord Fizzlebeef, who is making his way to carry 2 in the Temple of Fiends. Luffy is just about to fight Tiamat, lighting his 4th orb, and Jay Scheidel lit the fire orb, and he's on his way to light some more, about to turn on the gas. One thing about these ducklings as well, Fry Teeth being a duckling as well as Luffy, whenever they do the duckling weekly races, I always look, if I am in the same kind of time frame within 5-10 minutes of either Fry Teeth or Luffy, I'm doing a good job.
Yeah, Fry Teeth is another name that I've seen in the duckling areas of the Discord doing really, really well, and another person who's probably just going to keep shooting on, getting better and better and better.
It's awesome seeing this stuff. And then the best part is just as a player, right? When you're lucky enough to be on stream, you get to watch yourself versus, somebody else and employ strategies. And then the best part really is over time, 6 months, when you see a VOD like this, you're like, oh, wow, look how much I progressed.
Yeah, it is fun if you ever get a chance to dig up an old VOD of you doing a race and compare it to where you are at the point that you see it. And you're like, wow, I can't believe I used to try to do things like that. Or, wow, I've really picked up all these new things that have sped up my times, and it shows.
Absolutely. I think like the first hurdle, at least for me, was the world map. Just knowing how to navigate everywhere perfectly all the time, even to the point of, making sure you always go down below doors so you're not wasting encounter tiles, et cetera, et cetera. Like that was a big hurdle for me. So
yeah. And I think one that even I still don't do the best at all the time is like overworld, moving in the airship and making sure you're taking the shortest route possible to wherever you need to go. Because it can be, with the airship, how it moves so fast, and you have to make that split-second decision to pick a direction. You take your 2-second choice in the wrong way, you might as well just complete it that way anyways, because going back is going to be a waste of time at that point. So it's kind of like you really got to know your map and be able to react quick to where you want to go if you want to do the optimal route.
Very true. As we see a Kraken on LFB's side. Now it just got 20 hit 5,000 to oblivion.
Yeah, that level 47 black belt's putting in work. We have our third finisher, Burt Reynolds, official time 1 hour, 17 minutes, and 6 seconds. GG.
Also, we got a cheeky validation from Luffy. I think I saw a rogue heal pot, and I did not see what the left chest was, but that's what I like to see. As a duckling, going for the OG, just meme strats, we want validation all day.
Luffy going to take part in the Double Dragon team tournament with a mystery partner. There's a lot of speculation on who it is. That kind of ruins my day. We're not going to have a Pulse D Luffy team.
And myself and Sir Link-a-Lot will be also participating in some co-op action with the Iron Golem tag team.
Nice. I might hop back into co-op, to be honest.
Oh man, I think co-op's the best feature we have in this community. It's been the most fun I've had is playing co-op seeds with people.
It's the one
just being able to talk back and forth and strategize during a seed and like, oh, it's just fun.
So much fun. The one where you get the saltiest is where you know you have the most fun.
Yeah.
My opinion. We got Chaos on the screen, LFB side. You want to give this a crack, Dead?
Lord Fizzlebeef is telling Chaos that it's time for learn. He's going to punch this guy to Jesus' back.
Time for learn. I like that.
But Jay Shidell, with his black belt above level 42, taking out, getting his second orb in Earth. And Lord Fizzlebeef finishes fourth with an official time, 1 hour, 19 minutes, and 10 seconds.
That might be the biggest punch I've ever seen from a black belt. 5,932.
Exactly. What?
Rubes is correct. He turned time for learn into time for punch.
This is awesome.
Chaos is going to wake up 2,000 years in the future and feel that.
He woke up as Mike Tyson and had his revenge.
Lord Fizzlebeef, GG.
Hi.
Jesus, Lord Fizzlebeef, you punch hard enough on that last one?
No.
Oh my gosh.
I did not. So, over the course of the run, I was thinking, all right, do I grind it all? Do I do 32? And then when everything in the early game went wrong, and then when I completely forgot what an ice cave is and how it works, I decided, you know what? 42. 42 is a good number. And then just all power after that.
Yeah, 42, the universal number. I have to say, looks like you opened 46 chests. If Reese was here, he'd tell you that's 41 too many.
In my defense, I had 3 mages I had to fund magic for, and they were going to be expensive spells because they certainly weren't in levels 1 through 3.
Yeah, you did have enough. Some of the runners didn't have enough to get the pro rings and silver bracelets right away, but I believe you did.
Mm-hmm. Well, I didn't get them right when I got to Provoca. I did have to loop back for them, but when I was getting ready for my ice cave grind, because with vanilla tiles, I knew I was going to be doing the eye tile with save on game over. That's like quadruple the reason to pick eye over anything else.
Yep.
I knew that I was hoping I'd have the floater by the time I get back there, and I did. But even if I didn't, I was just going to pull the boat in there. I knew that, like, no matter what, got to get those silver bracelets and those pro rings before I hit Ice Cave, just in case.
So, Lord Fizzlebeef, you put on a very methodical show of how this is supposed to be done. Did you come in with a strategy, or how did it change over the course of the run?
You know, it's funny that you say methodical, because I had a great strategy going into this, and then, like, level 1 black magic was a 404 error, and then it's just like, oh, okay, and then I just kind of forgot the rest of my plan after that. Like, I forgot that when we say boss health is like 300 something to 500 something percent, that affects pirates too. So a red mage with a rapier is not going to cut it. A level 1 black belt melee is not going to cut it. That was a bit of a nail biter fight.
That's true. It took a few players like a couple tries. I think it took Jay Shidell a couple tries. I think it took Luffy a try or two to get that done.
Yeah, stop was the key. If you tried it without stop, you were doomed. And 3 mages casting stop was a pretty nice safety net, even though I only needed like 2 casts of it.
Cure 4, stop, and rub are probably the goats for this whole seed. I mean, obviously fast, temper, they do their part to make sure you can punch to oblivion, but if you didn't have rub, How was y'all getting past Garland and all them boys in the beginning, right?
3 level 4 mages spamming the crap out of Ice 1.
Yeah, I'll agree with that. Ice 1 being the MVP. Burt Reynolds brings up in chat that this is the first time that he ever had to rub pirates one by one. I'm like, well, whatever it takes to get it done.
Mm-hmm.
Back to the screen, Luffy is taking on Chaos. Let's see if he can hit for, 5,000 or whatever ridiculous number we're going to have.
We're looking for the biggest number possible. I'm trying to see 7963. Get your over-unders in for 100 over, 100 under. Oh, 2794.
What was my last hit for? Because I know my first one was like 36 something.
It was the biggest number. It was something stupid. It was
like 5,900.
Yeah, 5,000 exactly. It was like, I don't think I've ever seen that number at the far.
And Luffy finishing off Chaos, taking 5th place with an official time of 1 hour, 24 minutes, and 2 seconds. Jay Scheidel picking up his adamant, starting that quest chain to go down to get the floater.
And y'all, I mean, it may be disproportionate in looking at Jay Scheidel, but because he's a duckling, this is still a very good time he's doing. Only 5 people have finished so far in a pool of 14. And so, methodically, it really looks like he's going to spend maybe 13 to 15 more minutes in the seed finishing it out, if that.
So this is a question specifically, Lord Fizzlebeef. During this seed, did it feel like a duckling seed, or were there a lot of elements in there where you said, oh great, this is going to be annoying?
So I feel like I have to differentiate duckling flag set versus duckling seed. This was a duckling flag set. Like, nothing was in the range of being too difficult, and it hit you over the head with black belt so hard that you had no choice but to just do it. As far as the seed, I feel like this would be an excellent seed to run through because it's doing everything you can with nothing. Because you have to somehow get that party to level 8 with black mages if you want to get any AoE. So you got to figure out what you're doing up to that point.
That's true. I actually did say that earlier in the cast.
Jay Scheidel talking to the Lazy Dwarves again, fighting his power gauntlet. That's good news for him.
Absolutely.
We'll see if Luffy wants to come in here and chat with us.
Make it a party.
All I know is, Thundercloud, you said that you like to celebrate with a Coke. Mine is strawberry ice cream.
The soda, by the way.
Ooh. Come on, we didn't need clarification, bro.
If there's anything I learned, do not make Thundercloud mad. And trust me, when you rewatch this VOD, you're going to think I am the creepiest fanboy ever.
When you watch this VOD, you're going to be like, come on, son, you giving me shade? Then you're going to be like, oh, all right, bro. Never mind.
I feel like if I remembered what an ice cave is and how it works, I could have been a lot closer to Thunder, but man, well done on that time. I don't think I ever could have caught that.
Thanks, yeah. I did double dip Ice Cave, kind of like what you said. I had to go back to do the grind, but my initial plan was to try to just do it early, even though I didn't have the key item bonus. But my black belt died on the way down, and then I was expecting to have to do 2 dives just because I was level 6 going in it.
Mm-hmm.
And but I actually made it to the I-tile with my 3 mages and my black belt down, so I didn't get to grind at all. So I had to go back after I did all the turn-ins later in the game and grind again.
Mm-hmm. I thought that the turn-in bonus would be better than I think it felt, because I did everything except for Lefane and Crown pretty much before I went to Ice Cave. And
the turn-in? Yeah. Well, yeah. I can do because the straight I said I'm trying to grind out, because I've done early Ice Cave on this in the Duck Seed that was posted, and then the race I did with Luffy earlier today. And a solo character gets about 5,000-ish EXP per eye. And then when I was grinding at the end with everything but the Oxio, I was getting 9,000 per eye. So it's a big difference. But you also like you hold the whole time save versus early in the grind seed versus late in the grind.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I tried to avoid everything I possibly could that would have, like... I avoided all the Fiend dungeons. I just did only, like, incentive dungeons prior to Ice Cave, because on the rationale, it's just like, anything I did after this, it would be stuff I'd have to do anyway, and if I do it with a big enough thing, then everything will be fine. But then I banana peeled on the eye tile, and it's just like, oh okay,
no.
this is happening now. So that was a double dip.
I was also, if I was able to work it out where my black belt would be like 21 by the time I was ready to do fiends, I was just going to grind Agamas.
Mm-hmm.
But that didn't happen because my black belt was dying everywhere. Even with like the opal bracelet on and stuff, it just kept dying to things.
Oh, where was opal bracelet?
Matoya's.
Whoops.
Luffy, thanks for joining us in chat. GG.
Hey guys, GG's. Thank you.
What are your thoughts? Give me your initial thoughts on this seed. How are we feeling after it?
I mean, that early game just like felt real bad. I mean, I'm sitting there like trying to grind out some levels, trying to get any charges of Ice 3 to take out Astos, and I'm sitting there outside, Elflin running around like an idiot. Like, I just feel real bad right now.
Well, I'll tell you, you needed those levels to get it, and it paid off in spades for you.
It was rough getting there, but we made it.
Quick sidebar, we have our 6th place finisher, Davis. Official time, 1 hour, 29 minutes, and 6 seconds. GG.
GG's, man.
Oh, so you took a pretty early Earth dive, or I'm sorry, Marsh Cave dive, Luffy.
Mm-hmm.
And you got worked over a little bit in there. Is that, but you kind of made it through. Is that something that kind of frustrates you, sends you into the seed, or is it something that you just bunker down, I got to do this, I'm finishing this now?
I mean, I really wanted to see what was in that incentive, considering nothing really paid off over in Crescent, and I was thinking, all right, I don't want to dive ice at these levels, and I think I might have stopped by Volcano just to try to see what was in there before I went back over to Marsh and, got pounded. So I'm like, all right, maybe there's something in here I can find useful. And then it was the tail, and I'm like, well, yeah, okay. Just reset out of that, no problem.
Yeah, it's hard when you put in that work, but I mean, that information was useful. You knew the other locations you were probably going to go to.
That's for sure. Yeah, I knew that most of the other stuff had to turn into what I wanted. I knew I'd find the ribbon probably at some point, which was pretty useful. But I knew that at least, I had some good info going forward.
So, early level black magic, worst or worstest?
The worst that I've seen in any, I've ran a few different seeds with this flag set, just trying to practice, including one earlier today with Thunder that was much more tame than this. It was pretty bad. That was the worst I'd seen in a very long time.
Did you do anything else? So you ran a couple practice seeds. Is there anything else that you prepare for something like this? I mean, you are a great runner, still a duckling, and taking on some of the biggest names in FFR. What else do you do to prepare for a race like this?
I really try to have an idea in my head what I'm going to try to do. I really want to get that early game kind of consistent. It didn't really happen this time with no good magic to go after Garland, so I had to go over and try to punch down the pirates, which worked out okay, but took a while. You just try to find ways to adapt and think of a different way to approach something and try to stay consistent and not get too tilted when the sea throws the garbage at you that it did.
Well, I'll tell you, that is what separates good runners from great runners, is the ability to get into a difficult situation, make adjustments, come out of it, and you did a phenomenal job.
Thank you. I appreciate that. I'm trying to learn and trying to improve, and I've had some great people in the community, stick with me and try to give me some advice, so I'm very appreciative. Thank you to everybody.
Yeah, we're not above name dropping, so go ahead and name names on those.
Obviously, Fizzle is fantastic. Thunder running with me today was great. Caleb all the time throwing out pings. Jad helping me out too. I mean, everybody's been really great. Bert and Greg Lee. I mean, those you name them, you probably heard their name. They're fantastic people. So join the Discord. That's what I did. Glad to be here.
That's it. Shout outs to Xfer at level 8 for that
Us.
bread snack.
I was wondering which level 8 shops the life spells were going to be in, and now I know.
So a question that I asked, an hour and a half ago was basically, do you try to find Exfer and Brack Chaos, considering that it's probably only a 6% chance after Exfer hits, but there's a chance he has 10,000 health?
No.
Not with the black belt, I don't. If this was like Force 2 mages, maybe.
See, this is why
like only
the top
two
rating in
mages?
this game, and I am the Joey Harrington.
No, it's the black belt is what makes it. With the boss stats only being around 150, 200% somewhere in there.
I think they only go up to about 150, yeah.
Yeah, with boss offensive stats only at around 150%, I'm not too concerned with super absorb or super evade or anything like that. So the key to getting through fights before you just get spelled and skilled into oblivion is you just got to get a super huge black belt, give it fast, give it some tempers, and then you're done in a round or two. That's much faster and much safer than trying to pull off X for Brack on the fly.
I suppose that would only have to be my backup if Chaos unleashed a zap and somehow got through my level 50 black belt.
Very true.
Yeah, that never happens.
It didn't happen.
Yeah. Not never.
Update on the race off screen. Danny finishing 7th with an official time 1 hour 34 minutes 13 seconds. GG.
GG.
Hey, Danny.
GG's, Danny.
Oh, quick update. Jay Scheidel making his way through, I believe it's ordeals now.
Actually, this looks to be Mirage.
This is why they pay you the big bucks.
What you mean? I came in as a cameo, homie. I was just like, you know what? They got the ping. Let me go ahead and jump in the booth real quick. I wish I got paid the big bucks. Are you kidding me?
We get paid for this?
You guys got paid?
I'm using this as my voice reel, y'all. Y'all gonna hear me on the next Fire Emblem. Just like that one dude who's Claude. Everybody got the, juice for him. I'm about to be the next Claude. Are you kidding me? Claude died after Fire Emblem 3 houses. But Fire Emblem quadruple houses. Claude Jr. Claude Jr.
They get my money for sure right there. I'd love to hear that.
Blank check, right? Any amount.
I'm putting that in the reel, sending that straight to Nintendo. Listen, can I just be Claude Jr. in quadruple houses? Nice to share a laugh with the community.
So gonna go back to Thunder. The biggest piece of advice that you could give anybody on a flag set like this, what would it be?
Ugh. Always be able to kind of recite vanilla knowledge, I guess, and come up with a way to untangle the web that's before you. If you know you can't do Garland because he has 400 HP and your best spell is Ice, alright, what else can be killed when you have a free ship really fast? Where might you find better magic? What can you do if that magic's bad? Pirates, even at 400%, aren't that bad. You could probably do those. So, just come up with, the backup strats based on the vanilla knowledge that you have of the game.
Lord Fizzlebeef, hard to follow that up, but same question to you.
So, reading the flag set, there's a couple things that stick out to me. The two biggest things to look at are that you save the game on a game over, and that we have vanilla trap tiles. So we can pick and choose where our grind is, but ordinarily when it's kind of like a competition between Agama and the difference between these two now is that when you get to the I tile, you have the ice incentive. Even if you game over, that's still a check mark next to the ice cave, versus you still kind of have to kill carry to get through Volcano. So in my mind, looking at that, ice cave was the grind tile. not even close. Ice was the play.
Jay Scheidel making his way, 3 orbs lit. He has the knowledge that he's going to go into Waterfall to get that Oxio.
Yep.
And he's going to be lighting that 4th orb next couple of minutes. Luffy, when you see something like that, where you go into Waterfall and get the Oxgale, like how does that feel?
I mean, it's not quite as bad as finding Rod and Earth Incentive, but you really want to like try to only single dip that continent once. So not having the Oxio when you go there, you don't want to have to exhaust every other option, like turning in what I did, going to Slab and going everywhere else. But I just really didn't want to go there without the Oxio. And unfortunately, I needed some of those other items to do Sky and to move forward. But once you knew, you were like, well, the way the first half hour of this seed went, I can't say I'm any kind of surprised that this is what I have to do now.
Out of bounds bat.
And we have our Oxio, last piece of the puzzle for Jay Scheidel, making his way.
Take this. Shout out to 554 gold. Gonna make his way to get the last orb lit.
Oh, Luffy, I have to say thank you for checking those incentive checks in Temple of Fiends.
Oh, I forgot about that. Thank you. You're so right.
Yeah, I figured at that point, like I knew I was probably pretty far behind, and I was looking for maybe defense sword, maybe white shirt, just also for the memes. Why not?
Oh, okay. I thought you solely went in for the memes, but that's actually not a bad play.
Yeah.
I figured with this type of siege, you already know that your black belt's a walking ribbon, basically, with all the MDF.
Yeah.
So.
Mm-hmm.
I still have trust issues with a 42 black belt, no ribbon.
Yeah, that must have been terrifying. You go into Temple of Fiends. It's the 1 hour mark. You have no idea what's happening, and all of a sudden your black belt gets just destroyed by a random zap. That would feel terrible.
Oh yes, it does.
At that
Thankfully
point,
not today though.
what I would do is reset, and then I would go, "Oh man, all those levels that I just got are now lost." And it's just a double win.
It definitely takes a little bit of thinking whenever you're used to just insta resetting to save a little bit of time every time you wipe. When you have the save when game over flag is on, you gotta have to think about it, like, no, don't hit the button.
I'd argue
it's so
that
weird.
if it's I'd argue that's like a, let's say we're on Kraken floor and something down there, whatever reason, something's stuck, we don't have life, we can't get the black belt back up. Rather than try to limp that party to Kraken 2 and just kind of wait for him to take everyone out, I'd argue that the reset's faster and that the couple levels you lose on those mages are not going to be that big a deal in the long run, probably.
Probably.
Yeah, I'll agree with that.
Probably right. Mm-hmm.
Jay Scheidel making his way up to Tiamat to light his 4th orb. He had a little bit of a rough start, but he made the adjustments, showing wisdom beyond his years.
Indeed. When you said wisdom beyond his years, I don't know why, but I thought of Rokusaburo Michiba, the Japanese Iron Chef, the OG Japanese Iron Chef.
Heck yeah, man. Yeah.
I once saw a chef beat him in the competition, and then he cried just because he was like, I can't believe I was able to learn from the master. That's the greatest accolade of all time. You lose to someone and they cry because they were able to beat you. Wisdom beyond your years. Oh my gosh.
That is pretty hardcore.
Quite the honor.
If y'all want to see it, I think it's the Shanghai Crab episode, if I'm not mistaken. Your man cries. He's like, I can't believe I was able to learn from the master after beating it. As Jay Shadow does get his fourth orb at 1 hour, 42 minutes, and 55 seconds.
Looks like we have our 8th place finisher, Asher Wells. Official time 1 hour, 43 minutes, and 7 seconds. GG.
GG.
GG's.
In chat, MG Weirdo, I am impressed that you spelled that name perfect the first try. I could never do that.
Oh my gosh. Shout outs to Jay Shadow. Went to only buy lamp. I mean, I think he got something else too, but went into the shop just getting lamp. Person of my own heart.
This is what I don't like, because you have a lot of ducklings here. They are showing smart moves. They are showing intelligence. I don't like the competition. Everyone's got to stop doing it.
I'm sorry, man. It's all about lamp.
I love lamp.
Now is as good a time, if any, to restate that on Sundays, 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, the Duckling Boot Camp. For the next 5 weeks, right before the Duckling Derby, there's still time to take a look, get involved, run some races, make a name for yourself, join us at the Discord posted somewhere. Again, I don't have it available because I'm bad at what I do.
You're not bad at what you do, my good sir. Forgetting notes is part of the Duckling experience, mate.
What's the point of writing notes if you don't immediately lose them?
Exactly. We've got some zombie Ds getting, taken out. It's a pretty slow grind when your black belt has to go third in the round, but 17-23 will get it done.
If I was stepping into this seed as a duckling, I believe that I'd be shooting for anything sub 2 hours. I would feel good with myself having run this with the early magic, with the terrible sorcerers, arachnids.
Absolutely. I would feel the same way. And I mean, the logic pieces itself, but the main thing, especially for a duckling to battle, is you're battling the elements as well. I mean, it's duckling, so I don't care how long. I used to play this game as a kid, but once I got into it, you know what I mean, it took me a while to remaster the map, like you said earlier, etc., etc. Menuing is definitely something that saves minutes when done correctly in terms of an entire seed. So there's a lot of things that I'm sure people are going through into their heads. So being able to get this done in anything less than 2 hours is really, really, really great, to be honest.
It's always kind of endurance test. Once you hit about the 100-minute mark, my meat hooks get a little tired. My menuing gets pretty bad.
See, what's interesting for me is like when I go into these type of scenarios, I'm in co-op or, like the tournament situation to where, it's like I'm expecting it to be at least an hour, 50 minutes. The first person might die done. And it ain't going to be me. We've got Carrie on the screen. How much respect are we employing? Are we employing just straight Rodney Dangerfield, no respect strats? I think so. Just a fast and then up. Yep, 28-78. We haven't even seen that year yet.
Off screen, we have another finisher in 9th place. Goats Pirate, official time 1:44:39. GG.
GG. Funky name too, Ghost Pirate. I like that.
It could be Goats Pirate. I didn't get the pronunciation beforehand.
Wow, Goats Pirate. If I ever see them, if I ever get a chance to commentate, they're Goats Pirate from now on. Goats Pirate. I might give my child that middle name one.
Only applicable for a firstborn.
Accent over the eats goats parate. Ooh, Kraken hitting for 400 and some change. So Rodney Faint Dangerfield disrespect might. It's gonna work out the next round. To be honest, get one more hit in, you should be good.
Well, even if Kraken is going to be slap happy, 400 damage, that's not even half that black belt's health, and one hit takes it down.
And yep, done. Heal potting up to appropriate numbers.
What I can appreciate, I mean, we're 1 hour, 50 minutes in. That menuing was pretty sharp.
There are no mistakes. We got some fast being employed, a bit of temper, showing a little bit more respect. Not much, but a little bit. $21.95. Damage poison.
Tiamat, why would you use damaged poison? I just used heal pots on everyone.
Just to be a pest. Thunder.
Yeah, you already finished Thunder. Stay out of this.
At 41.67 on the arbitrary dice algorithm, game over.
Jay Shadell down to 2 characters. Gonna try to teach Chaos a lesson. Level 46 black belt doesn't hurt at all.
Nope.
Going out with Ruse and Invis 2. He's taking no chances.
Nope. Extra respect now.
And Nuke comes out, taking out the white mage, but hitting the black belt for a paltry 112 damage as we power bonk for the 5th time.
Yep. Not playing. We might see 9999.
Oh, he didn't have a fast caster.
Oh. Still doing respectable damage. Gonna be down after this roll.
There it is. GG. Jay Shidell, official finish time 1 hour, 51 minutes, 12 seconds. Let's give him some GGs.
GG.
Jay Shidell, welcome to the booth. GGs.
Hey.
Good
So what
stuff, man.
did you think about that level 1, level 2 black magic?
I think that was the seed that just wanted us to play all night long. That was it. Like, no sweepers. Everything had insta-kills. Why not?
It's a good point.
Well, you put up a good race, finishing sub 2 hour on this kind of difficult seed. That is nothing to shake a stick sideways at.
Yeah, it's funny. I decided, hey, it's a black belt seed. I'll run it. Be done quickly, right? Yeah.
And we learned quick is now a relative term. But take me through some of your thought process. As you're moving along, you see some of these bad enemies. What adjustments do you think that you made correctly?
Well, I started out by trying to do the big brain play of, hey, I know who I'm racing against. I'll try to get to the agates as quickly as possible. It's like, go around, try to get there. But first of all, it's like he had nothing to take out Garland. It's like, go catch the pirates. There's nothing to take them out with either. So, get done with that. Try to go to the agate grind a few times. It doesn't work. okay, so I just got to get to level 12 or something to get something going. And then finally it started to come online.
After looking at some of your seeds before, just looking at the progress, specifically the last 3 weeks that you made, how comfortable are you feeling right now? 5 weeks left to go before the Duckling Derby.
Mostly just need to play more. I played a lot during the last Duckling Derby, but I was only able to race twice out of the matches, and I kind of got away from it when school started up again. So I was like, let's just go again now. Have some fun. So, just need to run some more.
That's it. Practice makes perfect, especially in FFR.
Well, so do you have any final thoughts, final advice for any other aspiring and ducklings out there that want to take part in the community?
Oh, just listen to everyone. Holy cow. Everyone's just so great. Just do the seeds, listen, and have fun.
Can't beat that advice.
Yeah.
Well, it was a lot of fun. We have coming up here, looks like our last racer is going to be finishing up shortly.
Nice.
So back to anybody here in the booth, Thunderclad, Lord Fizzlebeef, Luffy, Jay Shadell, GG's all around. Thank you for taking part in this. If anybody has any final thoughts, any words of wisdom that you could give, specifically me, but really anyone else who could be listening, please feel free to do so now.
Yeah, just if you like the game, just get into Discord and start having a conversation, or at least reading conversations with people talking about their post-game spoilers, or how they're doing their duckling seeds and stuff like that. Kind of just absorb the information that people are talking about in the conversations. Really can learn a lot just by reading through the Discord day to day.
Yeah, we've got a few more weeks of Duckling Bootcamp going on right now. We've got our Duckling Derby coming up soon. It's an event specifically geared towards newer players, newer runners, people that don't quite have as much experience. It's a good low-stakes competition. It's a good learning experience. And yeah, come on in. The water's fine.
Our off-screen runner, Sarazin, finished 11th place, 1 hour, 54 minutes, 43 seconds. GG.
GG.
We did have a couple of forfeits, so it looks like that was the last racer that was left.
Good stuff to everyone who participated tonight.
This was a fun race to watch. I want to thank you, Duchess. Anytime you want to do this again, hit me up. You're a man after my heart.
Likewise.
Thank you to Jat for tracking this, solo tracking 4 people on screen. That has got to be rough. And best of the business. What can I say? Thank you, SpeedGaming. Thank you, everybody who stuck with us in chat. And thanks to all of the runners. You make this all possible.
Absolutely. And also to the eyeballs who watched this on, just SG in general, to all you viewers. You gave us your time. You listened to me. You probably was like, can you mute this dude? So thank y'all, because y'all keep the community alive in so much as we bring it to y'all absorb it. So.
All right. You can join us on Discord. I believe the Discord was just posted in there for Final Fantasy Randomizer. See what we're all about. If you like those sprites, come check out our creativity page. You can see the ducks. You can see more there. It's very easy to start up, lots of information, so please come give us a try. Final thoughts of the night, Duchess?
Final thoughts of the night. Honestly, it was a great seed. It was great fun doing this with you, indeed. I just had fun. The name of the game is having fun. We're ending the year, so, take time to be with your loved ones, your family, and just focus on having some fun. This has been a hard year for everybody, so you can take a couple hours and be like, you know what, that was bomb. I'm glad it brought some joy to your lives. And pick up the controller and hit up the Discord if it interests your life.
All right, so Dead Pulse and Duchess signing off. Everyone have a good night.